Welcome back to Cox Connections, a program that provides up-to-date information on events that affect you, our customers. As a way to keep our planet healthy and beautiful, Cox has committed to reducing our annual company-wide carbon footprint by 20% by the year 2017. Through our Cox Conserves Council, we've been able to create awareness among our employees as well as generate activities that promote the conservation of the communities in which we serve. Joining me now are Hobie Ritzel and Barrett Stork, members of the Cox Conserves Council here in Virginia, and also employees here at Cox. So yes. Great to have you guys here.
Thank you for having us.
So Barrett, let me start with you. Why is it important for businesses like Cox to put emphasis on green initiatives and conservation?
I think it's critical for businesses to realize that they're neighbors in our community, and we need to make sure that we take care of conserving our natural resources and preserving the environment in which we operate.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And these practices, are they just is it just the right thing to do, or does it make business sense? Is there a business case for doing this as well?
There absolutely is, absolutely. By taking some small steps, sometimes some low-cost steps, you can really work on reducing your waste, reducing your carbon footprint, and helping to reduce your costs, which then will help to improve your bottom line.
And so we're trying to educate our employees. So talk about some of the ways we're giving them information around this effort.
Sure. Through internal communications that we have and some contests we've run, we've been able to help empower our employees with the knowledge and the information about why it's important to go green and what they can do within the company to actually help us go green. Our employees are really the strength behind this movement. Without their help, we really cannot succeed in this. So by giving them this information, they can not only help us here in the office, but they can also take that message home to their families.
They can become these evangelists that can take this out to the world.
Exactly, yes. Champion the message.
Yeah. So Hobie, let's talk about some of the things that Cox Conserves, what have we done here? What are some of the initiatives that we can chalk off and say we've made some progress?
Well, we've held Earth Day events every year with our employees at all of our locations. We encourage carpooling among them, and we've held a number of education events to encourage recycling. And we have a very active recycling program for our employees that includes bins where they can put in bottles and paper products, but also some of our warehouses and field techs have recycle bins so they can deposit their material as well.
Now talk about, we've done some things with the fleet as well.
We have. We have an idling program, and idling is when you have a truck that'll go out and it might be sitting around for a while that's running. And we've got a monitoring program that's helped reduce fuel consumption as well as reduce the carbon dioxide that they put into it.
And our technicians, our fleet operators, I mean, we've really made tremendous progress in this area, reducing our carbon footprint significantly. And I guess another initiative we've done with Legends Energy, talk a little bit about that.
Sure. During peak electric consumption, we have been able to reduce our electric use during those peak hours so that we can help the electric companies avoid blackouts.
And this is, again, this Legends Energy is an agency that we've kind of partnered with to help us figure out a way to adjust.
To reduce our carbon footprint. We are helping to reduce energy consumption during the peak period, so we will get off of the grid.
And you mentioned earlier the electronic waste recycling events. We've done those periodically throughout all of the regions within Virginia, and we've had some success with that as well.
Absolutely. In Northern Virginia and Hampton Roads and Roanoke for the last 3 years, we've held electronic waste recycling programs, so members of the community can bring their old electronic goods, virtually anything they can recycle. And we've brought in about 200 tons of materials that we've kept out of the landfills and been able to recycle and get rid of the precious metals and things that don't pollute the environment.
Barry, let me go back to you a minute and talk a little bit more about the employees. I mean, clearly we want them, I guess, thinking and acting differently in this space. I mean, that's really what we're trying to do here, not just at work, but at home and everywhere they are to think and act differently.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we definitely want to make them think twice when they go to throw away a plastic bottle in their trash can rather than using the recycle bin. We want to make them get that on top of their mind so that when they walk over to the trash can, they won't do that. They'll just go ahead and use that recycle bin and make sure they're depositing things in the right location.
Yeah, I mean, it really is a different way of thinking because typically I saw a stat somewhere that said that most of the stuff we buy, we consume it and throw it away within a 6-month time period, which is incredible when you think about it. But how do we change again the way that we act and the way that we think about this so that we know that this world that we're living in, we need to do those things now so that it's available to the next generation and future generations.
Absolutely. Everybody has to understand that it's their personal responsibility to try and make sure that we take this issue forward and that we understand that going green isn't just beneficial to us as ourselves, but to future generations, our children, our children's children even, and making sure that our environments that we operate
We only have
work well.
a couple of seconds left. Other businesses listening to this, they've heard what Cox is doing. What would be the message to those other businesses or small, medium, and large businesses around this issue? What should they be doing?
I'd say probably, take a look at what you're doing right now, and there may be some very simple ways that you can actually work on reducing your carbon footprint and reducing your waste that will help you actually improve your bottom line, as I said before, without spending a lot of extra money. It doesn't have to be a huge project. It can be small little day-to-day things that you do within your company that can really help to improve the
And
environment.
improve the morale of your workforce as
Absolutely,
well.
absolutely.
Well, thank you guys for doing this for our company. We know you have other major jobs within our company, but this is an important issue as well, so thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
Gary.
And thanks for joining me on this episode of Cox Connections. But before you go, I want to personally thank you for choosing Cox Communications for your entertainment, information, and communication needs. We know you could have chosen another provider, but because you chose us, we pledge to be your friend during these trying economic times. We promise to provide you with a quality set of products that are backed up by a talented local team of professionals that will help you stretch your dollar. So from all of your friends here at Cox and your neighbors here at Cox, we thank you again for choosing us and for joining us on this edition of Cox Connections.